Good afternoon. For the Kettleland Live Doppler Storm Center, snow continues in western South Dakota. Just plain cold air covering eastern Kettleland with temperatures in the single digits. You throw in the wind and we have wind chills in the minus single digits and the minus teens. Temperatures will remain steady across eastern Kettleland today. We are looking at numbers in the 20s across western South Dakota with the snow. I'll have more details on the forecast coming up as we begin midday in Kettleland.
Live from Kettleland Media Group, midday in Kettleland.
Sioux Falls police arrest a fifth person allegedly involved in a September kidnapping. Plus, the man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO shouts on way into the courthouse and fights extradition. Good afternoon and thanks for having us in. The investigation into a Sioux Falls kidnapping has resulted into a fifth arrest. 43-year-old Catherine Onberg is charged with kidnapping and several counts of assault in connection with a September crime. Onberg and four others are accused of refusing to let a woman leave a central Sioux Falls home, assaulting her, and then leaving her outside in rural Minnehaha County. Court documents say the victim was tied to a post with a phone cord at Clear Lake. She waited for a short time after the car left, freed herself, and ran for help. Onberg made her first court appearance this morning. Developing this midday, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem is on Capitol Hill, meeting with Republicans and Democrats ahead of her confirmation hearings to become Secretary of Homeland Security.
You know, President Trump campaigned on making America great again, but also making America safe again. And so that's what the majority of our conversation has been. What policies have they been working on? What can we do to be helpful to follow through on what President Trump has promised?
During today's impromptu interview, a reporter also asked Noem about a recent national report that questioned her response to flooding at McCook Lake. Noem said the article left out important information. She also said the claims in the article, quote, were not true whatsoever. As cold air settles in the east, more snow is arriving out west. Kettleland's Tyler Louder joins us from Rapid City with a report on conditions there.
I'm here in Rapid City where snow continues to fall as it did all throughout the night. And while the roads are still a little bit slippery and snowy, crews have been out since early morning to try and make sure everybody's drive to work and school drop-off went as efficiently as possible. With that being said, though, city officials are still urging everybody to prepare ahead of time and to leave a little bit earlier to make sure you have just enough time to drive safely on the roads. I'll talk to some city officials as well as those cleaning up the streets coming up later tonight on Kettleland News. In Rapid City, I'm Tyler Lauder.
Scott, when I woke up this morning and saw the temperature, I was like, is that right? That looks a little low.
Hey, I woke up and said, I'm going back to sleep. Come on, Dan. Makes for a better story, doesn't it?
Okay, I'll give you that.
Where's Dan today?
No.
Sleeping in.
Never.
Very cold this morning. In fact, the coldest air of the season so far across eastern Kettleland as temperatures fell to the single digits on either side of zero. And here's the snow in western South Dakota. We continue to follow snow for western Kettleland with the winter weather advisory for the Black Hills. Additional 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. Looking likely. In fact, we've had snow reports coming in. Terry Peak already at a foot. And they'll continue to add to that. So nice to see the snow across the Black Hills. That's Deadwood. I love the look of this live cam. And it will take one more look across western South Dakota. Rapid City able to pick up an inch or two of snowfall and continues the snow. Temperature at 19 degrees with a southeast wind at 7 miles per hour. Visibility at 5. We're at 8 degrees in Sioux Falls, 0 Watertown, 2 degrees in Brookings, 7 in Huron, 4 degrees in Aberdeen. 12 in Pierre. The winds are coming in from the west and the north at around 10 to 20 miles per hour, giving us the wind chill of -8 in Sioux Falls, -19 Brookings, Watertown, and Sisseton, -15 for the wind chill in Aberdeen, and -10 in Huron. So our future wind chills will stay minus single digits and minus teens through the afternoon. This is at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Now, as we go through the overnight hours, looks like our wind chills still minus single digits, minus teens. That will be found across much of central and eastern Kettleland for tomorrow morning. Our forecast for today, steady temperatures in eastern South Dakota, numbers in the teens and 20s in central and western South Dakota. Single digits on either side of 0, so be prepared for a number near 0, Dan, when you wake up and check the temperature. Much like I do every morning, too. Then for tomorrow, we have numbers in the single digits and teens, 30s out west. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up.
Sounds good. Thank you, Scott. Trying to catch a stray dog can be a difficult feat. For a Watertown stray who became known as Gypsy, it has posed nearly impossible. People had been trying to catch her for at least 5 months.
She's been on the run her whole life. She's never had a true home. So that was kind of her background, in that she just never came up to anybody. And like staying away from people was actually safer in a lot of instances than coming towards people.
Tonight's Eye on KLAND, we're going to tell you more about Gypsy and the friendship that helped her get off the street for good. Looking forward to that one. Weather conditions are forecast to improve in Southern California and help firefighters in their battle against a massive wildfire. The fire forced up to 20,000 people to evacuate from their homes. Celebrities, including Cher, Dick Van Dyke and his wife, were among the evacuees. Fire officials say the blaze has grown more than 6 miles by this morning. It was not immediately known how the fire started. Meanwhile, President-elect Donald Trump is announcing more administration picks for his second term in office. Yesterday, Trump nominated former Fox News host Kimberly Guilfoyle to serve as U.S. ambassador to France. Trump's choice for defense secretary, Pete Hegseth, met with Alaska Republican Lisa Murkowski yesterday and meets today with another potentially pivotal moderate vote, means Susan Collins. We're learning more about the suspect in the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Bradley Blackburn reports now from New York, where prosecutors want the suspect returned.
Completely out of touch, and it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people.
Murder suspect Luigi Mangione was agitated on his way into court Tuesday and subdued on his way out. The 26-year-old is fighting extradition to New York to face a murder charge in the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last week.
We're going to fight this along the rules and with the constitutional protections that my client has.
Mangione's attorney says he hasn't seen anything proving his client's guilt.
I need to see evidence. We're entitled to see that, and we need to see that.
Police in Altoona, Pennsylvania said they knew immediately they had their suspect when they were called to a McDonald's where Mangione was eating. Police say the 26-year-old was arrested with a 3D printed gun, silencer, and a handwritten 3-page note, reading in part, "These parasites simply had it coming."
He explained his reasons for doing what he did, which in his mind was precisely to deplore the state of healthcare in the United States. He certainly was trying to justify what he was doing.
Mangione had complained about a back injury on social media.
I do know that he was suffering from a spinal misalignment that had been ongoing for quite some time. I just feel heartbroken, somebody that I loved and cared about, that could have done something so hideous.
The formal process to extradite Mangione could take weeks. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Still the